Welcome to the famous Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Concord, North Carolina, the home track of NASCAR. But we are here for the second race in the Sunday Night Skippy League for the USF 2000 auto racing, brought to you by CavOK Racing Network. My name is Pim Lutz and I'm pleased to introduce my co-commentator Peter Lee. He is famous for his inside information, so welcome Peter. Do you have any new scoops for us tonight?
Well, Pim, I think we're in for just an incredibly exciting and probably unpredictable race. You know, last week we were in race number 1 on the tight, narrow, and twisty Tsukuba race circuit in Japan. But tonight we're almost 180 degrees opposed to that on a super fast super speedway with 24-degree banked quad oval for a 65-lap race, and you know, who knows what we'll expect. It's nothing like we had last week.
No, it's awesome. And to my joy and your joy, we have an extra commentator. Ian Worrell is going to join us as well. Great to see you here in the booth. How are you doing? And what do you expect from this race?
Hey guys, it's great to be here. What do I expect from this race? My gosh, I have no idea. I was watching some of the earlier practice, and there were some drivers that were following other drivers, and if you could fit a piece of paper between their two cars, you were doing well. So yeah, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think there's going to be a few thrills and a few spills, and I'm fairly sure that there's going to be some disappointment for some. But I think you're going to get a really exciting race here.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I think qualification has already started. Am I correct in that?
It looks like quite a few cars are out, and you know, it's a 5-minute qualification period and 2 laps that each driver gets to do. You know, the USF 2000 cars on this track have enough downforce, have enough you know, physical grip with their racing slicks that they can run flat out for the entire lap. And so race setup and just absolute precision in driving is going to make all the difference, because as Ian was saying, these cars are going to be just so close together, and they're just going to have to be so precise.
Yeah, I think we're still in practice session, because we do see that Greg Seitz was going into the pits, so I think he's at least trying to get some there.
Yeah, it looks like we're doing the last few seconds of practice as it clicks down to the 2-hour mark, and then quali will start.
Well, maybe that's a good time to actually have a quick look at the championship points. I'm going to bring them up right now. We do see that Greg Seitz is on first position with 51 points. Adam Wright on the second position on the 31. And David McDonald, number 3, with 36 or 38 points. So it was quite an exciting race. Anything that sticks to our mind to you from that race?
Well, you know, I think it was just a really dominating performance by Greg Seitz. But you know, Adam Wright, I think, did apply some pressure, and I think it'll be very interesting, because in the practice session we were seeing that Adam Wright is at the top of the timing charts, and so this could, this kind of race here, you know, could have a lot, could really shake things up a lot.
Yeah, we see already that some people are coming out immediately to go into that fast lap. Is there a strategy on how to attack a fast lap over here, if you only have 2?
Well, you know, we all tried some of the pub sprint races this week, and at least for me, I found just minimizing downforce in the setup, and then staying in as low a line as possible, you know, really keeping your left tires on the white line gave slightly better results. In the race though, all lines, low line, middle line, high line, they all work. And so I think we're just going to see nose to tail and side by side racing and a lot of management of the draft. But in qualification, I think people will be really trying to stay as low as possible.
We're seeing some times being set by some of the lads now with Greg Seitz on the top of the leaderboard.
Well, we're driving here together with Sides. I think he actually turned up his time because he's finished. But I'm curious about Adam Wright. He's still he had quite some potential going on. He is still running over here.
Michael Green's just jumped up with a 35.828.
Oh, that's awesome.
We'll move it around.
Just 5/100ths faster than Greg Size. It gives you a sense of how close these cars are going to be.
This is nuts. This is going to be.
As you were saying, Ian, a piece of paper will
You know
probably
it.
separate these things.
Yeah, this is going to be completely crazy.
All right, and Adam has just finished the line, and he's going now into his second round. Stays really close to that inside. I think that is the best line here on qualification. I'm curious if he can beat himself over here, because that would be automatically a top 3 position.
Yeah, he's jumped up he's in P4 right now. Just got pushed back by David McDonald.
You can see though, Adam really trying to stay low here, and that might be the preferred line while you're racing as well, because the car tends to stall out when you go high. The car is perfectly capable of going on the high line, but it tends to stall a little bit, and so it makes it a lot harder, or a lot easier to defend the position if you stay low like that.
Yeah, he wasn't able to do any better on his time, so he stays in 4th.
Interesting. So we're seeing the 3 of the Rust Racing hot shoes, Mitch Green, Greg Seitz, and David McDonald qualifying P1, 2, and 3.
That's going to definitely put some effort for the guys who haven't been in Rust Racing, and to show them that the SNS boys can give as good as they can take.
And guys, I don't want to break the bad news, but I think Daniel Kranfus is still running to actually set a time. He's part of that group, and he comes in now on the 3rd position. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 that they actually take up here. That's a nice pack with Adam right behind there.
Yeah, super impressive.
Is anybody else still running, or are they all done? They've only got about 40 seconds left to go.
Looks to me like Matt Shepka and Kent Kirkendall still have not yet set qualification times.
No, and we do see that Kirk is out, so let's have a quick run with him. It's still 30 seconds on the clock, 20 seconds even, so he needs to be quick if he wants to finish this. I'm not sure if they can actually finish the lap.
He just got it in last place, in 19th. So Repetska is going to be starting in 20th.
And that's it. Qualification. So
checkered flag flies.
Let's have a look if we can get that grid up. We see Mitchell Green on the 1st position. Number 2 is Craig Seitz. Number 3 is Daniel Kranfus. And 4 is David McDonald. I do see that there are some drivers with some problems. Let's have a look if we can turn them down a little bit. So we have Adam Wright on position number 5. Was expecting a little bit more from him. I'm curious if he can catch up some positions and see if he can make a move on Greg Seitz. On number 6 we have Mark McDonald. Number 7 Jack Moffitt. Number 8 Jeffrey Decker. Number 9 Peter Notwell and Jake Ashe on number 10. We have 11 Ray Bortnikowski. And a newcomer up here, that's number 12, Thor Tolla. So it's nice to see all those new people up there. We have also Chris Smorl. I think it's his first race here as well. It's got to be an oval, so of course he's here. And on position number 14, we have Carl Dronke. And then we go to the rest of the field where we see Eric Lemeroy, J.R. Hoops on number 16, Rafael Bufil from Team Jason on number 17. Gonna have a special look out for him, how he's doing. Number 18 is Gurken Demir, 19 Kent Kirkendall, and as last position is Matthew Rapka. and then we have the whole pack going on. So, guys, what do you think? What's your feeling about the race?
Well, if you look, it's 5/100ths of a second separates the top 5 qualifiers. It's just they're essentially identical times, and this is such a gigantic oval for these cars, so it's going to be important for them to stay close. And fuel restrictions for this race are such that every car is going to need at least one stop and most likely 2 pit stops for fuel. And if you think about how close these cars are speed-wise, if any of them lose or gain even 1 second in their pit stops, that can make all the difference. And another wild card is every car is entitled to 1 fresh set of tires if they so choose. And the question is, will they need it? What's the right decision? Take new tires or not?
What about full course yellows?
How
That will be
many
gigantic.
do we expect?
Well, depending on how close they run to each other. If they get right up on each other, you can sure expect to see a few of those.
The quality of the drivers, of course, is going to be quite a bit higher than what we see, even in top split pub races. But yeah, with as closely matched as these cars are, even just a tiny bobble can result in disaster. Well, we can keep our eyes on the pace car. He'll probably come in, at which point Mitch Green will be able to really set the start for us. It looks like the grid is in good shape here.
He's like backing them up just a little bit to give himself that. And the pace car's in. There we go. Well, they've all got away cleanly.
Yeah, now we'll try to watch what sorts of packs start to form. Now, one thing we were seeing when we were on track for several sessions, just to do some reconnaissance here, is the draft, being behind the car is really worth, 2 or 3 tenths. On the other hand, if everyone's in the draft, everyone is getting that same 2 or 3 tenths. And so
It's an interesting thing to see them running 3 wide this early in the race. But there's you've almost got 2 packs formed there. You've got that front running pack, and you're getting a little backpack that is backpack that's starting to form.
the pack is just a small little pack of 14 cars.
Yeah, there you go. But they're all being very there's no shenanigans going on, which is a little disappointing. But they're running in the 35s. So if you look at the speeds, everybody on that lap did it.
We have an incident.
Huge crash! Oh my gosh!
And it looks like Peter Nodwell, Jake Ashe, JR Hoops.
Let's have a quick look.
Yes.
I saw that
And we have
We got a full course
caution.
yellow. All course yellow.
Yeah, that's got to be a full course. Look at this. We're driving in that big pack. Everything seems to be going good. We did discuss that. And then at one point, it goes wrong.
Did it ever go wrong?
And
oh
just to quickly run through the cars involved: David McDonald, Mark McDonald, Jack Moffat, Peter Nodwell, Jake Ashe, Chris Smorrell, and JR Hoops.
Yeah, I wonder if Chris Smorrell caused that. Wow, look at that.
That's a major crash. Let's see if we can find.
And Jeffrey Decker is going around with a broken right wheel. His right struts are broken, and so he's probably just waiting for the pit lane to open so he can dive in and get a repair.
Yeah.
We're seeing it over here. I think there was a touch with one of the Rust cars and
Oh, right there, yes.
And then yeah, you can't.
He had nowhere to go.
Nowhere, and he just gets slammed over there. Wow. All right,
And
so
so
that
these cars right there they are 100% full throttle, going 150 miles per hour plus. Any little bobble like that, and boy, you can see what happens. It's that proverbial, they have a sheet of paper of distance, as Ian would say,
Yep,
to
there you
react.
go. And we've got Jacker and Dronky just jumped into the pit lane, so pit lane's open now.
Yes.
yeah, so
Now,
what's
this is interesting.
the lap time?
Yep.
What's the time?
Yeah, my calculations say that the pit window actually opens on lap 4. So the pit window is open now. And so
Yeah, but
this,
they did not take long, so I don't know if they really had the chance to fuel or not.
yeah, with the fuel limits, it would just be a splash at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which isn't really going to help them so much in the long run in terms of strategy, right? Because if you think about
Right.
it, if you need 10 gallons to finish the race, let's say I'm just picking numbers here, and you start with, let's say, 15, until you've run out 5 gallons, putting a little bit in just means that you're gonna have to stop again, but it's for less
That's right.
fuel.
Yes. Yep. But at least you're getting one of your 2 pit stops out of the way under yellow.
That's true, and
Yeah.
that actually is good time. I see that the pace car is out and has picked up the pack.
I
Mm.
still see JR in the pits. It's Jake in the pits. Does that mean we're not going to be a lap down?
Oh, at least
At
a
least,
lap down.
yes. Yep. Hey,
In fact, most
Pim,
probably two.
we have someone in the Twitch stream chat saying that one of us is extremely low volume. Not sure who it is.
Well, let's have a quick look.
We'll all have to have a number, and we'll all have to say our number, and then he can say which number it is he can't
Sure.
hear.
I'll pick 15.
Oh dear. Apologies for the loss there, but it's the it's fine. We'll continue later.
And they're all coming out of the pits now. All of those guys that were involved in that crash are now leaving the pits, so they're getting back onto the racing line.
Let's see if we have another yellow lap. If we don't, we might want to pull in either Jack Moffat or Jeffrey Decker for a quick chat.
It's you that they can't hear, by the way.
Me.
Yeah, they heard 15. The guy right after
Yes.
you said 15.
So Pam, it's
oh,
me that they can't hear.
I'll say 32. We'll figure it out one day.
Mm-hmm. So let me pull in, see if we can talk to Jack Moffat here. Hey, Jack, this is Peter Lee in the broadcast booth. Can you hear us? Looks like he's muted.
Hang on. Hey, Jack, can you hear us? Muted again. Why is it muted again? There we go. Jack,
Hello.
You there?
I'm here.
There we go.
Well, you must feel lucky to have escaped that carnage.
Yeah, I had a car on top of me, so I don't know how lucky I was. It was absolutely terrifying being in the middle 3 wide. I figured I better go high there because I figured if I didn't, I was going to lose a bunch of positions. Somebody else was going to go high, and they're going to couple up to the front. So I did it, but everyone else had the same idea, even though it was already too wide. So we ended up with 3 columns, and I became the meat in a sandwich.
Well, I'm sure this is not the start that you were hoping for, but you're only 2 laps down, and as you can see, anything can happen. So it's definitely not over. It looks like safety car is coming in, so good luck with the rest of your race.
Do they have the lucky dog or the wave around rule on this race?
They do, yes. And so I really think it's still, no one is really out at this point, and even anyone caught up in that carnage, if they're managing to stay clean for the rest of the race, I think they still have a chance. Well, you feel like you're getting a run because you're actually, when you're right behind someone, you're actually having to lift the throttle. So you go full throttle, you get a little bit of a run, you go up on the outside, and then immediately stall out. You just kind of hit this wall of air.
The only real way to do it is to be working with somebody else, so that both of you pull out in a train and work together to paths. And you can see that starting to happen a little bit with the front runners right now, where you've got Ray Bartanowski and Daniel Cranefuss. They are almost working together, and they can see that they're pushing up towards the front of the pack again with their own little train, making the whole lot go through too wide. And although it looks like who's that? That's going to be Tulloch trying to take advantage of that and grab an extra space on the outside, making it 3 wide. But they're staying fairly close together, the entire pack, which just leads to more potential for carnage and mayhem. Be a good name for a race team, wouldn't it? There you go.
Yeah, that's true. It's an armada of race cars, and you can see. In fact, now we're a 4 wide situation, and
my God, that's a scary situation.
It is, and it just shows you that all of these lines, these cars are capable of maintaining these speeds.
But you've just got to have those people with you to stop that whole stalling out thing that you get if you pull out there on your own.
Yeah.
Now you would think that.
There's another incident.
Oh, 2 broken cars. 2 broken cars.
Yeah, Carl Dronke
pulling out a yellow. Dronke crashed.
Looks like no.
He
Carl
didn't.
Dronke is fine. There's no full course caution here.
Yes, they've got plenty of time.
Another incident. Gurkin Demir. It looked like he just lost it a little bit on the high side and kissed the wall high, a little bit hard. But here's the thing, we have full course caution. Yes. Yeah, JR Hoops has been caught up in that. Greg Seitz, yes.
Yep. And again, that's going to even the whole thing out, because now you're taking those front runners and pushing some of them back into the pits. Of course, Michael Green is the one that's really benefiting from this, because he stayed clear of all of this mess.
Yes, Peter Nodwell.
Yep, and Adam Wright has now got up into 3rd, and Thor Tulloch's in 4th.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick look in the pit lane. Who can we find there?
Right now you've got Sites, Bofil, McDonald, Nodwell, and Hoops. No,
What'll be really
Hoops
interesting
out
now is, yeah, it'll be interesting now to see if some of the cars that didn't pit during the first full course caution, like our race leader Mitch Green, whether they'll opt to pit this time around.
Is the pit lane open yet, though?
Pit lane is alright. Some people going in through it. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to.
Yeah, in fact,
has a
all of
bunch
our
of
race
W.
leaders, Mitch Green, Daniel Cranefuss, Adam Wright, Kent Kirkendall, none of them have pitted yet.
I've seen that Eric Larimeau and Tortoluk, Ray Bartanowski, and Demir have all jumped into the pit. And in fact, Tor and now they're on their way back out again to join the pack.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I am not sure,
Unlimited.
Yeah. Unlimited. Ah. Hey, while we're talking here, we have Chris Smorl in the booth. Chris, maybe a little too exciting out on track?
Yeah, I got involved in that first track, so I'm 2 laps down trying to work my way back up. But you know what? It's a long race, and we're going to just bide our time and try to be smart. And with the amount of... When the cars are so,
You lose Chris.
Yeah, it looks like we lost Chris.
Yeah, and I have Chris marked as being 1 lap down. So
yes,
and now in the pit lane.
Yes, I think it's the pit lane that mixed up the sound over here. See
Yeah.
driving here into the pits, going into his pit box. Curious how long he will be there. And will he change tires? I don't think no. Did he change?
Oh, sorry. Did I mute you guys?
You did.
yes.
That's because you don't like us.
I apologize.
Some disturbing. Any thoughts?
Yeah, so, I guess what I was attempting to say was, yeah, we got caught up in that first caution and ended up 2 laps down, but you can see how tightly packed all these cars get, and any caution is gonna take out a bunch of people who may have to tow, and so it's not over yet. We're 17 laps into a 65 lap race, so we're just gonna put some laps down and keep our heads down and keep going.
Just to give you a bit more hope, you're only 1 lap down.
So I'll be the lucky dog candidate once again if I can keep this position. And so if there's another caution that comes out, I'll be back on the lead lap, and we'll be back to racing.
Yeah, you're 1 lap down, and you're the lead of the people that are down. So yeah.
And we're not hoping for another full course caution, but it seems like it's a reasonable bet that there might be one. So
this
You
car and track combo is just begging for full course cautions. I mean, come on.
Well, when you guys go 4 wide into the corners, now I know there's like 4 lanes, but what do you think it is, like downtown Chicago or something?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I get it. Like, where do you draw the line between I want to be patient and I've got this run? I heard Peter talking earlier about, like, it feels like you have a run every single lap. You've got to run, but the fact of the matter is you really don't, unfortunately. So we're just going to see who. Hopefully, there's some impatient people up ahead of me, and they don't collect me, and we'll get back on the lead lap. That's all I got to say.
There you go.
Well,
And,
best of luck, Chris.
Yeah. See how it all goes.
Appreciate it. Hey, by the way, when the lights are out on the pace car, that means there's 1 to go. You're on the last lap. Yep. FYI.
Great.
There you go.
Are the lights out?
Hey Pim, we might want to talk to our sound engineer. Let's see. Let's each of us call out our names. There's still someone whose voice is low. So I'm Peter.
And I'm Ian.
And so, if Pith 151 can tell us what names he heard between Peter, Pim, and Ian, that'll be very helpful.
Here they go again. They are racing. And I.
Hey, Pim, your sound level's low. Yep.
But Mitchell Green got a tremendous jump on that, but the others have quickly gobbled him up.
Yes.
Daniel Kramfus is back into second, but he's just pushing the outside circle.
Yeah, and he's trying. You see, he's trying to get that run, and then as soon as he kind of comes on the high side, he hits that.
And now you're getting them going into too wide, going into the corners again. So that's going to form up that second set of trains on the outside. And they're 5 wide behind them. Holy bananas, Batman.
Yeah, so the pack of 5, back around P8, with involving Eric Lamoureux, Thortolo, Chris Smorrell, they are staying pretty close together.
We've got someone right down low jumping into the pit lane. That's Lamoureux and Thortolo are both pulling into the pits.
Yes.
Now Michael Green hasn't pitted in the car in the first position at all. Neither is Daniel or Adam or Ray or Jeffrey Decker or Kirk. I think Kirk did, but the other 4, 5 haven't. So that's going to make it interesting.
Very interesting. Yes.
A lot of yellow and blue cars. Then we've got 3 yellow and blue cars that have the same livery. That's going to make it a rather... Oh, someone banged the wall. I don't know who that was. Who hit the wall? Somebody just tapped the wall there. In the pale blue, in the card. Let's see what car that is. Give me a second. Pim is
Jake Gache and Carl Drunke also in for their pit stops.
Yeah, Michael's going to have to come in fairly soon. He's on lap 23 and hasn't been in yet, and he's been running in the front, so he's not getting much of a break for having someone, driving a hole in the air in front of him to give him an ease on the throttle.
What's really interesting here is these drivers that made the decision to delay their pit stops, and so they're pitting under green. They're taking a little bit of a risk here because we're seeing the lead pack, being led by Mitch Green, Daniel Kramfus, Adam Wright, Greg Seitz is in that pack, even though he's a couple laps down.
There's a crash!
Oh,
the whole back has been taken out again. Good gracious me.
Oh, and we have Ray Bartnikowski, Greg Seitz, Kent Kirkendall. Rafa Bofill. So, what's going to happen here is, this is really going to hurt not only the drivers that were involved here, but those cars that had just pitted under green earlier. If they had just waited a couple of laps, I think they would have been better off.
Yeah, but there was a big crash.
So, guys, just a quick question. We see now they're still driving. Why are they now not going into pit?
That is a good question, sir. I do not know. I'm just trying to have a look at that incident again myself, just to sort of see what happened.
Well, we just looked at the replay from Rafael Bofill. He was actually nearly passing everybody and then crashing himself against them. That was sense.
Hey, Pim, your sound is breaking up a bit, a little bit garbled.
Oh, wow. I think I have it.
Okay.
Sound good now.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That sounds good. Okay, guys, we finally fixed it. I'm back.
Excellent.
We're halfway
So,
through the race,
yeah.
so nice timing. I'm really curious. I thought now everybody should go into the pit.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what fuel they started with, so it's a bit difficult to see, you know, where they need to go. And of course, as soon as they get under full course
Yeah,
yellow,
the
you're
whistle
slowing
did
right.
go
And
in
then
there.
the leaders are jumping in. The leaders are jumping in the pits.
Oh!
Yes.
They're jumping in the pits.
And in fact, I think they need to do this. In fact, this is great timing for them because the pit window is really only open until around lap 30, maybe a little more because we've had some slow caution laps. And to be able to do this near the end of the pit window under yellow, I think it couldn't be set up any more perfectly for these race leaders.
Massive advantage for these guys.
Yeah.
And
Guys.
wow, Krampus really short fueled. He's already gone.
Yeah, but
And Michael Green is only now leaving.
Yeah, but Michael Green took new tires. I saw that. He was going up. So I think
Okay,
he took
so
new tires.
New
So
tires
that's
as well as
very
fuel load.
interesting. Yeah.
Well, that will help him out. So help him stick to that bottom of the track there. One of the things we should do is maybe have a look and see how Adam's doing in terms of how much steering lock he's got on to keep himself down on the bottom of the thing, and then compare that to down at the bottom of the track, and then compare that to Mitch to see what he's doing and see what those new tires are going to give him.
Hey, Ian, I'm still showing Adam hasn't pitted yet. Are you seeing the same thing?
Let's have a quick look.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We see the same
he
thing
hasn't
here
pitted.
on the screen. He hasn't pitted yet.
Yeah.
He's 26 laps on these tires. We see Decker in second position, already on his third one. And after that, Eric Lamoureux with he has six stints on 6 laps on his tire, so he's really fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. And, I think Adam is risking having to make his first stop under green. And so it'll be, it's an interesting bet that he's making here. And I guess we'll just watch this play out.
Did you see if the lights on the pace car were on or off?
They look to be off to me.
So 1 lap to go, and then they're going to go green again. And so Adam will be running this one.
I'm wrong. No, my eyes are bad. The lights are still on.
Yeah, the lights are still on.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they're trying to shuffle everybody back into position.
Yep.
I see that Mitch has driven up, and they're probably telling him, run behind the number blah blah car.
Right.
They're all blah blah cars.
Let's keep an eye on Adam Wright to see if he decides to pit this time around.
No, he's not. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. I think now everybody's up there. I see Greg Seitz running in last position. He's now back up to the field as well. So I think we're ready for another go.
Well, McDonald and the McDonald have both jumped into the pit lane.
Oh.
So they're both pitting. But Wright is still out there running on those tires. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's funny to see that we see Chris now back on the lead lap, and actually a really good position there in number 7.
Mm-hmm. And they're starting to form up now.
And so we have behind Adam Wright, we have Jeffrey Decker running in P2, Eric Lamoureux, P3, Daniel Cranefuss in P4, and Mitch Green in P5.
And lights are out, I think, so we'll see them. Yeah, it looks like the lights are out. Yep. So Adam is going to be controlling the pack now, and he's going to be backing him up a little bit, figuring out when he wants to start his run to the line. And of course, he can do it whenever he wants to, because no one is allowed to pass him before the start-finish line. If they do, they get what? I don't know. And the pit car's in, pace car's in. So here we
he
go.
goes, and Adam knows how to
And
do
Adam's
this.
going. He's going now.
One of the things, Adam has been benefiting this entire race from the draft. He's probably been saving fuel, and so he might be in much better fuel shape than we realized. Well, one other thing also that's different about this league race compared to the public official races in iRacing is that we allow open setups here, and so people might be running with much lower drag, lower downforce.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you wouldn't really need a particularly high downforce car on this track. I mean, you probably want to run the minimum you can get away with just to be able to keep yourself in the position that you like to run. And I mean, if Adam likes, for example, running at the bottom, he'll just run the minimum amount of downforce that he has to put on the car to let the car sit down there.
That's right. Yep. And we've made it out like oval track racing is new for most of these drivers, but in fact the road oval combined course here at Charlotte is a league favorite, and so people do have some experience looking at setups and navigating around at least half of this quad oval.
Mm-hmm.
And it's now a game of who can follow Adam the most. Looks like it's really it's a close pack.
I'm having a look in Adam's cockpit, and I mean, he's looking pretty comfortable at the moment. I hope I don't give him like the broadcaster's curse here.
Yeah, we're
he's not over. Yeah, he's not oversteering. There's not a lot of steering lock going into the corners to hold him in his preferred position. He could use a tear off coming off, but apart from that, he's looking pretty good there.
And if you look then behind him, it's like everybody is very close into him. It's Jeffrey Decker over there with number 13. That's it's a little bit going into the middle. Because it is now 3 wide. It's 2 rows, 3 wide.
Three rows, 3 wide.
3 rows, 3
and they're
wide.
all bobbling around a little bit. They're all bobbling around as they get that dirty air. But it looks like Kranfus is getting a little run on Adam and might take the position from him. Yep, and Kranfus is in first. Nope. Well, it's so close.
No, it's so difficult to pass over here. But I do have to say, I don't want to jinx it, but the last time they went 3 wide for 1 lap, we had a major crash.
Yeah, Kranfus looks like he's got
4 wide.
Okay.
You see Chris Roll tucked in over there, really trying to gain her position with that draft on the second line.
Well, Chris has climbed up into 6th place, so and unlike the others, Chris has got a nice clean visor, so it's nice to look out and see what he's looking at.
And if there's another yellow, he's in a lucky dog position, so he'll make up the lap that he's down.
Is he still down the lap?
Oh my
I think
God.
he's on the lead lap. My God, they're so close. Oh, there's a crash! There's a crash at the front! And Chris's visor's got all dirty.
Greg Seitz and
Well,
Daniel Cranefuss.
Yeah, that puts
one of
Chris
the
up into
McDonald's.
3rd.
Oh,
It
and
looks to me
Carl
like.
Dronke.
Yeah, Chris is up into 5th. Sorry.
Of course, caution here.
Guys, that was a major crash. We have Mark McDonald, David McDonald, Daniel Cranifers and Craig Seitz all in there. That was horrible to see.
Oh my God, bits of carbon fiber and digital carbon fiber, of course, but flying all over the place.
Oh, the humanity of it all. It's I was just about to say, oh, they're going 4 wide, and you just wonder about the risks.
Yeah, so it's Mark and David McDonald, Daniel Cranefuss, Greg Seitz, and Carl Dronke all involved in that big bang. My God, there's bits of car everywhere.
Oh, and now we are seeing Adam Wright take his pit stop, and what luck for him.
Wow. What timing for him. I mean, just perfect timing for him to get that thing, and Chris is getting his lucky dog
Yeah.
wave around.
That's
to,
right. He'll get
unlap
back on the lead
himself.
lap. Let's see if we
Get
can
back on the
bring
lead lap.
Jeffrey Decker, our new race leader, into the broadcast booth. Jeffrey. Jeffrey, can you hear us? This is Peter in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So Jeffrey, you're now in the race lead. How's the race looking? How's it looked so far for you?
It's been pretty exciting. I think I was involved in the first incident and luckily didn't have to tow, so I stayed on the lead lap there. And then right before the second big incident, I lost a wheel off of someone's car, and same thing there. Just really easy, like well timed. The yellow came out right as I was about to come out of the pits, I think, and so I ended up staying on the lead lap there. And then just luckily I've avoided the last 2 or 3. So I probably should have pitted with Adam just now, because my goal has been to try to just fuel save as much as I can to the end. But I'm actually okay with staying out and having the lead for a little bit. You know, this is my first one of these races, so if I get to lead a lap, that's pretty exciting, I guess.
How are your tires doing?
They feel fine. I'm really not concerned about the tires wearing down. Yeah, I think from my last pit stop, it said they were at 99%, so I think we're A-okay there.
Okay, cool.
And in terms of racing lines, are you finding it, best or most comfortable to be low, medium, high? What's that feeling like for you?
Yeah, so on Monday, I did one of these races just to kind of feel it out, see what it was like, and I actually ended up winning that race just by holding the inside line for the last half of the race. So I think that's just kind of my play, is just stay low, if I hold this like line tight, I think it kind of also gives me the best opportunity to stay alive and avoid contact, which I'm totally happy doing.
Very cool.
Right. Well, yeah, it's like the draft kind of gets you up alongside someone, and then you can kind of get in front of them, but you lose out in these last 2 corners heading to the finish line. So yeah, I kind of think that's the winning line unless someone gets a really, really good run for the finish.
Right. Back on that first caution, we did see that you had damaged your front right tire. Luckily, you were able to drive on 3 wheels into the pits, as you say, and stay on the lead lap. So that set you up really well. And we wish you best of luck now in the last half of the race.
Cheers, man. Thank you. Well, yeah, hopefully we'll talk to you at the end and it'll be a good result.
Cool.
Awesome.
Good luck, dude.
Cheers, guys.
All right, so guys, what happens to Greg Seitz, the winner of Tsukuba, now driving last position? I think he had 3 crashes so far. What do we have to expect from him?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, he's going to be trying hard, isn't he? He's going to be trying to get himself back up there, but he's now down at least a lap.
Yeah, I'm showing 6 laps down for Greg.
Yeah, he's got a lot of work to do to be able to get back onto that lead lap to have any chance of winning this.
Yeah, and I think realistically, he can probably make up places, maybe up to P12. At that point, things will get very difficult. But there's still a lot of laps to go, and as we're seeing, if things stay as
Guys,
action-packed,
the lights are out on the pace car, so that means he's coming in, and that means that the race is going to start again.
Yep, I'm watching Chris Smorrell, and he's getting a bit racy there, trying to keep up with the back of the pack at the moment. I'm not quite sure why he's at the back of the pack, because I'm showing him as being in 5th place. But
yeah, well, he was a lap down, and he was the beneficiary of the lucky dog wave around. So
I gotcha.
That's so he was allowed to pass everyone, get back on the lead lap, and get to the back of the line on the lead lap.
All right, guys, and we're off, and Jeffrey Decker takes that lead immediately. Mitchell Green trying to fight with Adam and has taken that 2nd position.
And we'll watch, Jeffrey basically told us what he's planning to do. He's planning to stay low, hug that inside line, and try to hold everyone off until the end of the race.
I mean, there's no obvious passing places on this track, right? It's like, I don't know. Wait till somebody else crashes.
Yeah, there is none. Or you need to work together. You need to have like 2 or 3 cars behind you, and then you can make that move. Or at least I think that's why you can make the win. But this is yeah. So Jeffrey doesn't have to pit anymore. Is that? Are we already concluding that?
Jeffrey was talking about the tires. He says he doesn't think he needs to worry about tires for the rest of the race. Now, whether or not he's going to need more fuel, I don't know.
Yeah, he may still need... Oh, we're going 4 wide situation again here.
Oh, yeah, and it goes wrong. It goes wrong. I see Jack Moffat going sideways. Yes.
Big crash, big crash, big crash.
Oh, that was...
Another yellow. There we go. Full course yellow once again.
Rafa Bofill, Peter Nodwell.
There's another crash.
Greg Seitz. Yeah, Rafa Bofill, Peter Nodwell, and Greg Seitz involved in that.
Wow.
Jack Moffat as well.
Yeah, I think it all started with Jack. Let's have a quick look if we can see how that happened for Gurkan Demir. He was driving behind those guys, and then you see, oh, he gets hit from behind, and then it's over. He can't do very much more. Let's see how that was seen from Jack Moffat's perspective. Also, just started to crash. Maybe we can see it a little bit better from a higher perspective. Here we see them going in and small hits. Yes, and then it's over for all 4 drivers. Wow, that was a major crash, guys. Again.
Well, there was another accident further up the road. I think it was Tulloch crashed.
Oh, we missed that, but we also see that Jeffrey Decker is immediately going into the pits.
He needs to get a bit of fuel. Keep an eye on his car and see if he gets tires.
No, he didn't get any tires. He was way too quick on that.
Just fuel.
Again, this is almost ideal for him. Well, Jack Moffat might be feeling a little frustrated, but let's see if he's willing to talk to us. I'll pull him into the broadcast booth.
While you're doing that, Chris Morrow is up in 4th place.
Wow.
Jack, this is Peter in the broadcast booth. Are you open to talking?
Sure.
Well, this is probably a little bit more excitement than you're hoping for at this point.
Yeah, I need to stay out of that middle line. I was 4 wide there for a minute. I did not want to be 4 wide or even.
We
3
saw
wide.
that. Yeah, we've been up here in the broadcast booth. I think every time we've said the phrase 4 wide, there's been an accident.
Yeah, and actually I got really lucky because Gurkan and I were inside of each other for a little while, and that apparently caused neither of us any difficulties. But I kind of backed off a little bit. And then I guess somebody behind me decided to slip in 3 wide between me and the car on the inside. And managed to bump my left rear and turn me a little bit, and then we all collided.
Yeah, you're talking about Gurkan. He's also going into the pit. Is there any chance that you come out, or is this race over for you?
Oh, no, I'm going to come out.
Great.
All right.
We're only on lap 44 of 65. We still got a bunch of laps to go, and with the way this is going, another 7 or 8 cautions.
Yeah. Well, we'll Jack, we'll leave you to it. Great.
Yeah.
And let's see if we can bring Chris Morrill in. Chris, can you hear us?
Got you loud and clear.
Chris, P4. That's a little surprising. Given the way that race is.
No, so I was kind of hearing what you guys were talking about. I had to serve a pass-through penalty. I was in the lucky dog position after we talked last time. I don't know what I did. I passed under yellow. I didn't feel like, as an admin, clearing the flag for myself. I don't feel like I did anything wrong, but whatever. That's iRacing. So I delayed it. 1 caution. I guess luckily for me, there was more than 1 more yellow that fell. So I got on the lead lap, and yeah, here I am. I'm in good position. I think I've got the fuel. I've got the tires to take us to the end. So all I got to do now is survive.
That's always a hard thing to do.
That is the tough part. Yeah.
Well, you
But-
are in the lucky position, because I do have to say on Sunday you took a win in the oval as well. What are you going for your chances over here?
I mean, I think they're fantastic. That's what I got to tell myself. But yeah, these guys, I mean, great drivers, and the opportunities to pass are slim to nil. So I probably won't try to push it too bad until the last lap, maybe last 2 laps. Just try to make it to the put my car in a position to make it to the end, and hopefully it works out.
Well, Mitchell Green has got himself all the way back up into first place, which is pretty amazing, given where he was not so long ago.
Yeah, I think that after that first wreck, I think there's a lot of guys who are like, "Well, shoot," but yeah, I mean, look at that. Here you go. It's a long race.
It is. I mean, you're only on lap 45 of 65, so you've still got a fair distance to go. But let me let you go, because you need to start concentrating again on what's going on ahead of you.
Right.
Here we go.
Yep.
All right, fellas, we'll see you
Good luck,
around.
Chris.
All right, buddy. Oh, you just need to clear your visor.
Yeah, please do.
Trying.
Press the button. Press the button.
All right, guys. I think something similar happened with Thor Thulla, because he's on the 6th position, but I also see him on the back as the
Yes,
pace car goes off.
And here we go. They're off again. And
Right,
Chris
Adam,
got a lovely jump on this one.
Yeah, and Adam is immediately in that middle, so that's a nice one.
And there's another yellow. What happened? Why is there another yellow?
Oh.
There's immediately another full course yellow.
What
I
happened?
didn't see what happened.
I don't see anything going wrong. Oh, I do see. Yeah, we have a couple of people making some mistakes. I think David McDonald was there part of it.
Well, it doesn't look that bad, though.
Well, no, we've seen worse accidents where we continue driving. All right.
Yeah, it could have been just enough of a damaged car, and on the racing surface.
I think that
triggered the yellow.
yeah, it was right in the middle of the racing surface.
Yep.
So I think that that was the issue.
I gotcha.
You still have a look here with Dave McDonald. Yeah, he goes a little bit wide. And then, yeah, it goes wrong for Greg and David. I think that was them, but yeah.
Yeah. He tapped him and just seemed to be able to keep going, and the other car got spun around and put into the wall.
Wow. Interesting.
You know what's
to see.
incredible here is, when they're on these caution laps, everyone's single file, of course, and then as soon as it goes green, because of the draft effect, it bunches up, and you could just throw a small blanket over the entire field, once it goes green.
What color blanket would that be? Would it be one of
Yeah.
the ones that you can get from the Sunday night Skippy shop?
Oh, absolutely.
That actually, it's a really cool looking throw, right? Or
Yeah.
I don't know what you could throw, right? I think that's what they called it.
All right, Ian, can you make the confession that you're wearing the boxer short of SNS, or is that a lie?
I could make that confession, but unfortunately, I haven't bought them, so no. But you make me think that I should get out there and put down some of my hard-earned pennies to get us some SNS boxers. I do have the mug. I bought a
love the
mug.
mug. Yeah, I love the mug.
Yeah, I have a mug and a couple of T-shirts. Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
a
yeah,
couple of
I
t-shirts.
haven't actually
Oh,
bought
wow.
any shirts yet.
Well, I tried, but if Chris sees this one, this is a small reminder for him. But I think there's a long waiting list on the shirts. All the other things are quite fast available.
So are these the shirts that you have your name on them that he has to do individually, or are these
Exactly,
just like
yes.
the generic ones?
No, not the generic. Generic ones, I think, come quite quickly. But I think there is a little bit of a backlog on the other ones. But now we see, I think, Ray Bartnagowski, who has the lucky dog.
Yep.
Yep, he's zoomed past and he's heading back around the field.
So yeah, I see that he now is 50 seconds, so he's on the lead lap. So Jake Ashe is waiting for the next yellow so that he can get that lucky dog over there and then be back in the pack.
It's going to be interesting because I wonder how much the tires cool down, the tires and brakes cool down when they go through these yellow runs like this, and is that sort of exacerbating the problems they're having on the restarts to keeping themselves out of the barrier?
Yeah, while
Yeah,
we're
that's an
talking,
interesting
we
thought.
see Jake and Daniel Krenifus going back into the pit. Is that a tactical move, or do you think there's something wrong with their car?
That is a
Well,
good question.
if they need the fuel to finish, there's about 15 or 16 laps left. They can easily fuel to the end here, and if they need to do it, it's good to do it under yellow.
Oh, for sure.
Because we're not expecting another yellow, you want to say?
Oh, I wouldn't say that we're not.
And Mitchell
So we
Green's
have
back in front.
Mitchell Green in the lead, followed by Adam Wright, Eric Lamoureux, Chris Smorrell, Jeffrey Decker. That's our top 5. Then Thor Tullo, Ray Bartnikowski, Gurkan Demir, Jake Ashe, and Daniel Krenfus rounds out the top 10.
Yeah, I want to have a shout out for Thor Tulla. It's his first race in this championship, and immediately is really spectacular on that 6th position. Still on that lead lap, has any chance to drive over there. Love his Alpine colors.
Yeah, beautiful car.
Yeah, nice to see him as defending the British colors. We see Eric Lemieux on the 3rd position.
Okay, and they're all boxing themselves back up again and getting into their high school, kindergarten crocodile.
Getting under the blanket again.
Yeah, holding hands and going 2 by 2. Looks like the lights are out, so Mitch Green will bunch him back up and try and get himself ready to go. Chris is looking like he's trying to take a little bit of an outside look at the line there to maybe see if he can get a jump on Adam Wright. Try and get his car in the most optimal position.
We're going to make this start with on the back of Mitchell Green to see how close Adam can come to actually immediately take that 2nd position, or that Eric is going to close that door and Adam needs to go on the outside. I'm curious, last time Adam was really quick to take right behind Mitchell.
Well, there's only 15 laps to go, and
Pace cars in.
everyone's going to be getting desperate here.
And there he goes. Mitch is going now.
That's a great jump. Mitch Green got a great jump on that.
Oh man, we saw that really awesome here on the video, and you can see that he's just running away immediately. I do say that Eric has hold that 2nd position there on the inside, leaves Adam no chance to go anywhere and needs to stay on that outside.
Yep, so we're going to see a good old battle now here at the front. Chris looks like he's lost a place to Jeffrey Decker. He's dropped back 1. So you've now got Mitchell Green, Eric Lamoureux, Adam Wright, Jeffrey Decker, Chris Smorrell, Thor Tulloch, Ray Bartnikowski, Gurkan Demir, Daniel Krenfus, and Jake Ashe in your top 10. And Chris got a lovely little run coming out of where do they come from? And Chris is down into 5th.
Yeah, and he's doing exactly what he was saying, just staying on that inside, chill out, and see what happens. He's right behind there. You can see how close they are.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's incredible. Yep.
It's again like 3 wide right over there.
They're all bobbling around a bit in all the dirty airs, moving the cars around quite a bit.
It's
Look
a good.
at that.
That's a good.
It's like everybody's there.
Ian, you bring up a good point. These cars are susceptible to aero wash, meaning, that you lose front end downforce if you're right behind another car.
Right, guys, look out, because this can't go well very long. We've seen it before. This gotta be coming, I guess. Something coming over here.
It's not a matter of if. It's just a matter of when, right? And look, some of the back markers are right up there in the front pack, pushing to try and I guess unlap themselves. I'm not really sure.
What do you have to do? I don't think you have a choice. You need to go forward. There's people behind, there's people in front of you. Just follow the pack.
And Eric Lamoureux's now in second place. Adam Wright's in third. Jeffrey Decker's in fourth. And Chris is in fifth.
That's going wrong.
Oh my God! Yellow flag is out once again.
And it's Greg Seitz and Gherkin Demir.
Why not?
I know that Chris Smorrell got tapped in that one as well.
Jack Moffitt.
Let's have a quick look with Greg. I think it's his fourth. Oh, yeah. Someone can't hold it anymore. And Chris gets that tap. You see Jack Moffitt going off completely. And Chris Smorrell does a really smart move by staying on that inside. And I don't think he's much damaged. I don't see
No,
anything.
he looks okay. He looks okay.
We see it over there here with David McDonald. He gets the hits from behind, from the number 74, and then it's over. That's really painful over here.
Yeah, Chris's car looks okay. He should be able to keep rolling. Got a bit of tarmac on it.
I'm gonna come in.
Hey, Chris. So, what did you see there? It looked like a close call for you. How's your car?
Yeah, I got enough contact where I think I'm just gonna. We got unlimited fast repairs, and I don't want to give up the position, but you know.
This was an amazing
well, you're on the
move.
yellow, so
we were looking at you while you actually got tapped, but it was a really smart move to stay on that inside, on the apron, and save yourself, I think, for a lot of damage, because there was some carnage going on.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it is tough, man. This is it's kind of hairy every single lap, and I get it that everybody wants to get up there, and there seems to be respectful racing, but even with a bunch of awesome people doing a lot of awesome things, there's just going to be frustration. So
yeah, well, it's amazing to see, because we know every person on track here is just a fantastic fast driver, and it just goes to show, flat out like this, 3-4 wide at these kinds of speeds, boy, any little bobble is just disaster.
Yep. I can tell the frustrations are kind of blowing over a little bit, and that's understandable. But
right,
it's still fun. So
all right, I think that's the most important part. Try to have fun over here. We see Mitchell Green is leading this big pack. So what's your next goal? We still have 9 more laps to go. Just sitting back, or any attacking moves?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta send it.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. All right. We're expecting a lot from you the next coming 9 laps.
We'll see what happens, but I don't even know if my fast repair took it. Well, I guess we'll see, but
your car looked like, I had a look around your car and it looked like it was in good shape to start with. So.
Right, that's fair.
Yeah.
I got nervous there for a second. I was like, the pit crew didn't do anything, so I got a little nervous. But I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go for it. I'm not gonna try to put anybody in a precarious position until the last. I'll give it lap 64. After that, you know what, gloves are off, but prior to that, we'll just take it as it comes.
All right. Well,
do tell Megan that she must watch from this point onwards, because there might be references to Postmaster General.
We're gonna like it, and we're gonna send it.
There you go.
Good luck, Chris.
We'll see it.
All right, Chris. Thanks very much, and we'll coming back to I think the pace car. Seems that the lights are off.
It did look like Daniel Cranefuss was the beneficiary of Yellow Dog, and so he's made up a lap there. So he's just one lap down
dog,
now.
That's, I think, a new one. The Lucky Dog. I thought that.
Lucky Dog, the Lucky Dog.
Well, we're going to call them the Yellow Dogs.
Yellow Dog, yeah.
The Yellow Dogs.
Pace car is staying out. Looks like we've got another lap of the pace car. But it's going to be certainly interesting to see. Hey, Pim, I don't know about in Belgium, but in Holland, but Do you still lick stamps, or are they now the peel-off ones with the adhesive on the back of them?
Oh wow, you're asking me real detailed questions. I'll be honest with you, it's a long time since I posted and no, I have no idea. I think it's just still lickables, or at least that was it when I was 5 years ago there.
Okay, yeah. Because when you say lick the stamp, there's going to be a bunch of people going like, "What's he talking about? What do you mean lick a stamp? Why would you lick a stamp?"
Yeah,
I'd be like, yeah. All right, so they're getting themselves back up into the formation.
Another driver that's had a pretty interesting day today is running in P5 is Ray Bartnikowski. And he's been involved in some pretty significant incidents, and now, he's finding himself in the end game of this race, running in P5.
Yeah, I'm curious, when it was 7 o'clock, when he was already in the practice of one of the first ones, that he expected to run here actually at top 5. They were practicing all different runs, and it was great to see that Ray was participating in that quite well. So I expect a top 3 from Ray, right here. That's
all right, pace
prediction.
car's in, and again Mitchell's backing him up, and then he just drops the hammer and pops out from the pack, and gets a really nice run up into the first corner as everybody streams off behind him. Let's see how we do. Of course, the tires will have cooled down a wee bit from running behind that pace car for a while. But if you look through a cockpit view, you can see how the cars are, and they're going 3 wide already. Holy cow!
No, and Jeffrey Decker is trying to go on the outside of Adam Wright. And it's really here on High Bank Oval where you just stall there through the arrow, but it looks like Jeffrey might have a shot at making this stick.
Yeah, here we go again. I see another. I see yellow in my vision here.
Well, we're driving along with Ray Bartnikowski, so if something happens, we're right in the middle of this part.
He is definitely the meat in the sandwich there.
Oh, there he goes, yes.
Oh my God! He took out Chris.
Oh, no.
That did not take long. That did not take long.
I think we blame that on you. You sent an explicit broadcaster's curse.
Yeah, I knew
that, but we knew it was going to happen.
Let's have a quick look. We see Mark McDonald driving over there. Chris Morrell is also, I think, involved.
Yep.
Yeah, we see
Ray Bartnikowski and Eric Lamoureux.
Weird.
Yeah,
that was very strange because that was Mark McDonald. Just all of a sudden, sort of went off the top of the banking and ran into Bartnikowski, and I don't see what made him do that.
No, there was, I think, a small tap from the back, and you can see.
Oh, he got hit from behind.
It's like 4 or 5 cars now ready for pit. Really sad to see. My chance of Ray coming onto the podium has slimmed quite a bit.
Yes.
He's
Let's see if we can pull Jeffrey Decker back into the booth since he's running in at the top here.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, this is Peter in the broadcast booth. Can you hear us?
Yeah. How's it going, guys?
Well,
very good.
We have a lot of excitement, a lot of yellow flags. How does that for you in the car? Already some frustration going on?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little frustrating when, like, I don't know, I made the move into P2 and I'm right, all right, cool. If we could just sail the rest of the way, I'm pretty happy trying to take this to the line. But yeah, with the restarts, you never really know. If someone just gets a little bit better jump on you, then you could lose a couple spots. I think I got lucky on that last restart to get up into P2. When Adam moved down, I was able to kind of hold him down there. So yeah, the plan is to just try to stay alongside here of Mitchell as best I can on the restart and maybe just bring him to the line. But yeah, it's a little rough. Hopefully we can get at least to the finish under green after this caution.
Well, you've only got 3 laps to go, so I hope so.
Yeah, and so it's probably, we might, since I think we'll have another yellow lap here, it's probably going to be, a green-white checker situation. So best of luck.
Thank you.
And let's see if we can pull Chris Smorrell if he's willing to talk at this point. Chris, can you hear us?
Yeah, I get a copy.
Yep.
All right, so
Well.
so how are you feeling? We're looking at you in the
I can
pits.
hear the frustration.
This is oval racing, boys. Like that's just what I felt
Yeah.
pretty good about our position going into it, and it is what it is. So, you know what? I'm got 22 seconds left here on the toe. I'm gonna be 2 laps down. I've got 5 laps to make it up. We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, good luck with
Yeah,
that.
you're still not running too bad here, but yeah, I think you really had nowhere to go on that.
It was funny because I heard 3 wide, so I'm in VR right now, and I heard you're 3 wide, and I was like, what? And I looked right as the car was coming right out. Like you couldn't have scripted it any better if you were a Hollywood producer. So yeah, good stuff. But whatever. Well, here we go.
Well,
We blame Ian. Ian called for the caution, and so
there you go. Yeah. So I've got. It looks like I've got Ray and Jake on the same lap as me. So I'm in a race against them, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
and Eric Lamoureux as well. With
Oh, and Eric. Okay, there you go. Perfect. Let's do
And
it.
Jack Moffat.
Boys, we're gonna battle for whatever
6th, 7th,
position
or
we
8th.
can, and that's what I'm gonna enjoy about tonight. This has been a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it on the stream as well.
Oh, it's been a fun race to call for sure.
Interesting, at least.
Yes.
All right, fellas.
Definitely. All right.
Well, we'll see you in a little bit, maybe after the race. But thanks for all you're doing, and wish me luck and some extra horsepower here toward the end.
Good luck.
All right. We're still seeing the pace car is having his lights on, so we'll have to wait one more lap. Chris can relax, think about his tactic, and see if he can actually make that move on Ray and Jake. I think that would already be impressive in two laps. If you can pass those guys.
So what will happen is once the pace car comes in, the race will go green. The next time around will be the white flag last lap, and then the checkered.
All right, guys, and do notice about Tortilla, who's now on the 4th position. So together with Mitchell Green, Jeffrey Decker, and Adam Wright, same on that same lap, and full in chance to actually maybe on the podium, maybe even winning. I think that's an amazing part for Tor. You can see that he can do many cars.
You say that, but of course, Mitchell Green, his starts have been amazing. He has pulled out and kept himself clear of all of the craziness that's happening in the background.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult to get past him, I think.
And don't count out Daniel Cranefuss running in P5. He's just lurking there. I think anything can happen. Any of these top 5 guys.
The lights are out.
Lights are out, and Adam is right there. He's been caught off guard a couple of times. He's now in that 3rd position, looking if he can immediately grab that 2nd one. Because I think that's the trick, what you need to do.
Pace car's in. Mitchell's gone. He's gone.
He's gone, but I do see that Adam Wright has a good chance to take that inside line. And he has that inside line. Awesome to see, and he can pass Jeffrey Decker.
Yeah, so Decker almost popped down on top of him. And Thor Tollock's pulling up on the back of Decker as well. So if he gets a bit of a run, he might be able to do. If he can get on the inside of Jeffrey, then he has a chance.
Looks like David McDonald is also going high, has gotten around Tortolo.
He's
alongside.
P14.
Oh, here we are. 3 wide.
We're driving along with Thor. You can see all 4
last lap.
cars in
Last
front of
lap.
him. It's amazing to see how this is going to unfold. Is Mitchell Green going to hold this line, and is it too difficult to actually pass?
Oh!
Whoa, we saw Ray Barnikowski going there, but I don't see a green flag, so that means that we're continuing. Mitchell
They're
Green
going
has
3
that line,
wide.
but is Jeffrey Decker going to take that
And
second
there's another
position?
crash!
Oh.
No! Took out Thor Tulloch.
But we're continuing. Mitchell Green doesn't see anything.
And there is the finish.
Wow, Jeffrey Decker took that 2nd spot. Wow, and so many crashes right in the back over there.
My goodness me, that was amazing.
I do have to say that was the ending that we expected from this race. To see it going so close, and yeah, we can make some mistakes in there. Let's have a quick look how Gurkin went there. Was in the middle of the track. Oh, it's so close, and he can't hold that, and immediately hits Ray Bartnikowski, and yeah, that's done with these cars. Can't do anything, and oh, that's so sad for Ray Bartnikowski. It was a really good position.
It was a huge crash in the back.
Oh man, that was. All right, we're gonna have a look, of course, at Mitchell Green. He can do his burnouts right here in the middle at Charlotte Motorsport Speedway. His first victory on the Champions League. It's good to see that he can still celebrate that. All right, that's
he really did run such a strong race. Kept it clean, near the lead pack, stayed out of trouble. You know, we maybe had some questions about his fuel strategy, but it really worked out, and you know, just a great, strong, well-deserved win.
Yeah, he did very well.
Let's have a quick look at the end results that we see here on the screen. Mitchell Green, number 1, Jeffrey Decker, number 2, and Adam Wright, who had his position in the last race on number 2, is now really going to attack Greg Seitz, because Greg is ending on the 15th position. We see Daniel Kranfus on the number 4. Number 5th, still Tortola was involved in that last incident, but he can still make it to that 5th position. And we have Jake Ashe on number 6, Ray Bartnikowski number 7, Chris Merrill, too bad, on number 8, couldn't make that up anymore. Jack Moffitt number 9, and Gurkin Demir on number 10. So that's a little bit the top 10 that we have over here. Interesting to see, guys. Do we have anybody in the booth already?
Yeah, let's go ahead and bring in Daniel Cranefuss, and so let's see if I. Oh, in fact, we have a race runner, Mitch Green. So let me see if I can pull him in here.
That's great to see that he came to the Discord, so that we can also talk and see if how he did this and how he got his nerves done for this. It's impressive to see those runs. I've done.
Hey, Ian, I wonder if you can move Mitch in. I seem not to be allowed to do that.
Yeah, sure. Give me 1 second. We're moving. Where is he? Mitch Green. Here we go. Hey, Mitch, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, Mitch.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. It's totally unexpected.
Well,
you ran such a clean race, mate.
Yeah, why was it so unexpected? You were in the front the whole time. It was quite a battling with that first position, but when you had it, those restarts, they were amazing. You were jumping over there.
Yeah. I tried to switch up each time where I would go, and I think it worked out, especially the last time. I think I caught the guy behind me napping pretty good, so it worked out really well.
Yeah, you had actually on all of those restarts, you really got such a strong jump, and you know, I think people are going to be studying what you've done for the next time we're on an oval, because it was very notable, and it really just kept you safe and in the lead when you needed it most.
Yeah, I think it's surprising because I'm not really an oval guy, so it's funny because we were coming around for the formation lap, and I was asking my teammates if there's any special rules or, you know, like trying to learn on the fly here. So.
Oh, you controlled the pack well, and I know that not the last restart, but the one before, you kind of backed everybody up quite a bit and then just bolted, dropped the pedal to the metal, and just left everybody. Got yourself a really nice gap going into turn 1, and just was able to keep yourself out of all the trouble and control the race well. We did have a question, however, on your fuel strategy. You want to give us an idea of what was going on there?
Yeah, so I did the math and I figured, you know, you could probably make it on 1 stop. It was recommended 2 stops just because of the way the tank's limited. But I was expecting to have to do a splash and dash, but with all the cautions, I figured I could make it, and it worked out. I think it was the third to last caution was when I finally had enough fuel to make it to the end, and yeah, it worked out.
Nice, nicely done. Well controlled.
Yeah, we were really kind of scratching our heads on that because you really had such a long first stint before coming in for fuel, and but yeah, it kept you in the lead and on the lead lap, and it really worked out. Well, that was just such an impressive drive, Mitch, and it was fun to watch.
It's great to see, and I also think for the championship, you do really well right now. I think you together with Adam Wright really make way to Greg Seitz, who was quite active in the first race, who won both feature and the race. But I think you're right there now. So I'm curious. Already practiced the next race? Do you have any ideas about that already?
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't really hold a candle to Greg on the road courses. So, I'll do my best and I'll practice as much as I can. And maybe I can get a lucky here and there like I did tonight.
Great.
Nice one, mate. Well, congratulations again. Any shout outs to anybody who might be watching?
Yeah, definitely. To my team for always, practicing and making this a fun thing. And to the league for putting this on. Greg for the setup tonight, which I think was critical. And you guys for putting on the broadcast, and of course my family if they're watching still.
That's always the question, isn't it? If they're watching still.
Hopefully
Brilliant,
I
mate.
can tonight. We'll see.
There you go. There you go. Well, go and get a well-deserved beer or other beverage of your choice to celebrate with.
Yeah, and congratulations on the great drive and the great win.
Get it.
All right.
So Ian, you want to bring in? How about Daniel Kranefuss?
All right. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Hey, Daniel, can you hear us? Okay.
Yes, I can.
Hey.
Daniel, this is Peter. Congrats. That's a strong P4 finish. I'm not too sure what you were expecting, but tell us about your race.
Yeah, I'm real happy with that race. First, I want to thank the Sunday Night Skippy guys for putting on the league, you guys for broadcasting, and my Rust Racing teammates, especially Greg, doing a lot of setup work. So, yeah, I felt pretty confident that on pace, we were probably going to be, top 5, top 6, somewhere around there. But on an oval race like this, where you just can't get away from people, anything can happen, as you guys saw. It was insane. The action was just nuts, but so much fun.
Yeah, we had a little chuckle before because I think every time one of us on the broadcast said the word 4 wide, we were going to have another accident.
Right. Danger.
And so, did you have any particular strategy in mind for the race before coming in?
I did a little bit of practice earlier. We did some drafting practice. Obviously, the inside line is the way to go, and you can really hold somebody off. So unless you've got guys working together, even with teammates here, that was hard to do because there was just so much action, and it was easy to get a run. Then you get other cars mixed in there, and you can no longer work with the teammates. So my strategy was hug the inside, stay in line, get through the first round of pit stops, and then see what's shaking out. But yeah, that kind of all went to heck when I think we were 3 wide, and Adam and I got together. It looked like a little bit of net code, and I speared up into Greg, and that was the end of that. But managed to get my laps back somehow.
It looked a little bit like at times some drivers got impatient. That a lot of drivers had the idea to hug that inside line and probably went in trying to be patient with that. But then you get a run and you just want to see if you can make it around. Did you have that temptation as you were, because you were always in a tight pack?
I did, yeah. I mean, you get that, like you said, you get that run going, and it's worth about a half a second around here, and you feel like you're going to complete that pass, and then you just stall out in turns 3 and 4 every time on the outside. So it never quite could work, but bump drafting threw a little wrench into things, and that actually helped get you up to speed a little quicker, and you could complete that pass, but there's a little risk to go along with that.
Just a touch.
Well,
Just
and
a
then
touch.
in that final lap, for the checkered, it was really anyone's race. Any of the five of you that were on the lead lap, I think had a chance. Did you see any kind of shot that you had there?
Well, coming to the green there, I had gotten the lucky dog the last two cautions, which got me
Right.
2 laps back. So I had to start at the tail end of the longest line. So I was a little bit further back, but then coming to the white flag, I kind of got up into the pack. And yeah, I saw all the jockeying up front, and I saw things go 4 wide on the back straight. I was just trying to back out of it and hopefully get through there, but the door closed in front of me, and
Right.
I managed to just ricochet off the walls to bring it across the stripe with no front wheels.
Well, it's a way of finishing. I tell you, it's an absolute way of finishing. You cross the line however you can. Makes me think of Talladega Nights.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're Days of Thunder a little bit.
Days of Thunder. Pick the car up and run across with it.
I've hit
Well,
everything up.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
good
Daniel,
race,
thanks
mate.
so much. Yeah, great race. Do you have anyone you want to give any shout outs to?
Well, again, yeah, thanks to Sunday Night Skippies and you guys for putting on the broadcast and putting on the league here. And thanks to my teammates and everybody watching at home. Hopefully it was a fun and exciting race. Hopefully the cautions weren't too dull. It was definitely a blast behind the wheel. I'm looking forward to more.
Awesome.
All right,
Yep.
thank you very much. It was a great for us. It was great, exciting to see this. So we see you now here going over the line with no front tires. I think that's already impressive how you managed that. So great
Right.
to see that, and see you next time on the third race.
So we got Ray.
And why don't we? I'm pleased to see Ray Bartnikowski, who is just involved in all of that excitement right at the end. Why don't we bring him in?
Hey, Ray, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
So how do you feel, man? We were just looking up here at your last attempt to come to the finish line, where you got crashed. I think you were involved in a little bit more crashes, but you were still up there quite high. How was it? How was the race for you?
I was just talking to Chris. This is simultaneously the most frustrating race that I've had since I joined the league, and the most fun that I've had since I joined the league. For once, I finally felt like I had the pace to actually compete for the win, but it just wasn't in the cards today.
Yeah, Ray, this is Peter. You absolutely had the pace, and with just a few laps to go, we were pretty excited for you because you were really in that lead pack. And then, of course, disaster struck. It must have been, pretty frustrating right at that moment. But leading up to there, how do you think your race was going?
It was good. I had one wreck that was bad. I had to tow. I lost a couple of laps, but then the caution started to work out for me. I eventually got the lucky dog, and I got back on the lead lap, and I was feeling good. But yeah, it happens. It's still a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Good. Well,
well,
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. That's at the end of the day, that's the main thing, right?
Was it a good show for you guys? I imagine this race was really entertaining.
oh,
say that.
this is going to be one of those races that my wife will like to watch because I think she won't admit it, but she'll watch racing for the wrecks.
I was getting really frustrated in practice because I was slow. I was using the oval setup and I didn't know what to do. And Jack Moffitt came on and said, "Hey, low downforce is way faster," and it turned out to be much faster. And towards the end of practice, I ended up grabbing a different sixth gear. I grabbed a longer gear, and that's why I had so much pace coming down the straight when I got it right.
Really interesting.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true because I mean that's one of the things I think that isn't going down right now, but I think as we mature the league out, there'll be more people doing things like really messing around with some of these setups to really try and find a way of getting a much better way of you know getting their car to move.
Well, Ray, despite the race being more, I think, maybe more exciting for you than you you probably wanted. You actually did finish really well in P7, and so it's nothing to sneeze at. So congratulations on the great finish.
Thanks, guys. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, I do
All
want to
right,
have
buddy.
one more shout out for you because I also love your livery. I know you're really good in that, but this one is definitely a special one, and we can see it quite easily. So well done on that as well.
Thanks a lot. I have similar kind of paint jobs for the V and for the Skippy this season. So
Looking smart, and hopefully more luck in the next race. We'll definitely see you back on in the next Thursday. Thanks very much.
Ray, anyone that you want to give any special shout outs to before we let you go?
shout out to the Rust guys. It's really, really great to have big fields again and to have a lot of, new super competitive people in there. Really happy to see this league growing.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Ray.
Guys.
And Ian, why don't we bring in our wonderful leader, Chris Smorrell?
I don't know. Do we really want to
Well,
talk to him tonight?
You can go with favorite. I think favorite's fine. I think that's what you were saying initially.
So, Chris, how did those last two laps go for you?
Boy.
You were gonna send it.
Yeah.
Did you miss the mailman?
You know what, fellas? I think I don't know for how many people I speak, but it was a frustrating race. But at the same time, it was a fantastically fun race. You know what we were just chatting in the standby booth, and what I want people to take away from this is just the close, fun wheel to wheel racing that everybody had, and that is the important part. I myself, I feel like I got swept up in some incidents just for existing, and so I totally get it. And we'll see. Maybe the replays may show something different, where I could have done something differently for sure. But in the moment, you're just kind of like, okay, well, now I'm 2 laps down. Work your way back up to the lead lap, and then you get caught up in wrecks again, and it's certainly frustrating. But at the same time, I can't remember. I mean, it's been a hot minute since I was like literally screaming on my rig, like, "Oh my gosh!" Like this is like what a fun way to just be in iRacing, be with these guys, in the league and racing wheel to wheel, and it doesn't always work out the way you want it to. I get it, and it's silly, but
Chris, don't worry about it. We were doing exactly the same right live on the broadcast. We also saw that excitement. So that's really good to see. One question that I do have for you is that we're now at the Oval. That's why we see you back, and we're glad that you're joining this championship. Are we going to see you back on the road? That's the big question.
Yeah. So the road Oval thing, I mean, it was just coincidence. I would have been here tonight regardless of where we were running. Unfortunately, I had prior commitments last week, but I really hope to be a presence when I can in the league. But we'll see moving forward. I like the level of intensity. I like the learning that's going on, and it's a little bit different than in other things that I'm running right now, which I always love. So yeah, 100%. I hope to be here. I think the schedule this season is pretty dang good. So,
Chris, I think when you look at the replays, it's possible that there are 1 or 2 of those incidents that you maybe could have avoided one way or the other, but one you absolutely couldn't because it was the broadcaster's curse from Ian. And
Ian,
you should never forget
my gift to you.
Why? Gosh, now I know how it feels.
Yeah, guys, I think that was from all the SNS drivers who had that coming every Sunday. So I think that's a little bit of a payback up here.
Hey, can you guys do me a favor and go look at Jake Ashe's last lap?
Oh, that's going to be a fun one. So how did Jake do? Because I do know that you guys were working together a little bit, or at least
we were chatting after the race, and he's like, man, I got to go back and watch that, from a different perspective. And I was like, okay, let's do it. I want to see what his last lap of wreck avoidance in the tri-oval. I think it's like literally coming to the line based on what our conversation was. So, but but that's the other thing too, is like there's some great moments that come out of just wreck avoidance. There was I got caught up in a couple of wrecks, but I want to go back and look. I think I missed a couple where I was like, I felt like a superhero. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
the racing gods giveth, the racing gods taketh away. So, there's a couple moments where I felt like Iron Man, and there was a couple moments where I felt like Flat Stanley, or what was that? Is that the SNL?
Yeah, Flat Stanley. Tinfoil boy.
Well, we're looking.
No. What was? The SNL character where it's like, oh no. What was that? That wasn't Flat Stanley. That was
Mr. Bill.
Mr. Bill. Mr. Bill. That's what I'm thinking of. Oh no. Oh boy. Look at that. Oh, look at that. See right there. Okay, so there, I think. Sorry, I might be a little delayed, but I think that was a moment where I was like, oh yeah, I'm Iron Man. You can see me up on the right, even though we're following Jake there.
Yeah, well, we do see that Jake also is being Iron Man, or at least evading man, because he's right smart over there to avoid all that damage, and comes back and can just continue.
Look at that. I mean, tell me that's not fun. Come on, guys. I mean, I know the guys caught up in that wreck are probably not thinking that, but holy cow, where are you going to get that experience anywhere else? That is awesome. Yeah, let's go up to he said that, so I got caught up coming out of 4 there. I've got to imagine that's the wreck he said he was avoiding.
Yeah, here he is, and he's going here on the inside and can avoid just all these wrecks. That was an amazing, and he can continue from that white flag.
I think it'll take a couple of weeks for Jake's knuckles to have color again, because I'm sure they're all white right now.
Gotta definitely get do some muscle relaxers there to get the tension out.
This is the last wreck that Jake also came by, and he actually took you over there. That was a nice last move that Jake did.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, settle down a little bit here. We don't gotta pump it up too much. Yeah. There we go. So he goes down. He avoids everything. So I got caught up in that wreck, and there he goes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Good on him. Good on him. You know what, Jake? You earned it. But I'm gonna get you next time. So that's all I gotta say about that. Yeah. Well, fellas, I won't take up any more of your time. I know time is precious. It's getting on 10:40 here, so on the Eastern Seaboard. Just want to say thanks for doing the broadcast. Based on all the comments that I've seen on the Discord and the YouTube and Twitch, it's awesome, and I can't wait to go validate that and watch it myself. But I hope you guys had a good night, and I guess we'll see you Sunday.
Yeah,
we're gonna
you'll see me Saturday. Saturday.
Ian's doing Saturday with the Formula V, so check that out, everybody.
Maybe it's worth pitching that a little bit. There's the Sunday Night Skippy Formula V series running on Saturday mornings.
Is the official schedule to a point where they kind of maybe like repeat free tracks?
Right.
We'll insert maybe more exciting options.
Yeah.
But Ian will be bringing that to you live and on demand. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
I think Pim and I will be on track for that race at Oakland Park.
Awesome.
Oh well, I'll have to pull some of you guys in for a quick interview while you are trying to keep those water skippers going in the right direction, because I know how they just kind of like bounce around out there. So
Ian, I want to ask you, be gentle with me because it's my first time. I really Peter and Jason were convincing me to have a look over there, and I've been on some practice. It's a fun car. But I'm really curious about a real league race, because in the pub races it can be quite dangerous.
Yeah. Well, it's a little bit like this race, because the V, it encourages 2 wide and 3 wide action. Yeah, and
True.
So
we'll see. If I call your name enough times, maybe something will happen.
Yeah. Well, the last thing I'll say is it looks like Craig Montgomery's in Mesospin broadcasting, streaming on the Discord there live. If anybody's going to be awake, go hang out with Craig. But
All right.
other than that, we'll see you guys on Saturday, then Sunday. Take care of yourselves.
All right.
All
Thank you
right.
very much.
Good night, guys.
Good
Take care.
race.
All right, Peter, I want to thank you for having so much information again, helping us. It was great to see Ian over here. Ian, we should do this more. It's great to hear you over here, and your energy really brings the broadcast some vibes. So thanks for coming as well. Any last thoughts about maybe about this championship, about Saturday races, Sunday races? Any shout outs that we want to do before we close down?
Well, I'd just like to say thanks to you guys for letting me come and jump in and join your broadcast. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I would if anybody wants to come and join me on Saturday morning, I'm more than happy to have them come along. Because last Saturday it was just me futzing around trying to get it working. Hopefully I've got a bit of a better setup, although I'm still futzing around pressing buttons. So we'll see how that all goes. But again, thanks so much to you Pim, and you Peter, for letting me come and be part of this. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, great, and I think it's a nice one that you say, because we also had some difficulties with the sound and making everything correct. I really appreciate also the feedback from everybody in the chat, because that was the way when we could fix a little bit of the sound issues. So thanks very much, Peter. The last words are always for you.
Oh yeah, well, first off, Ian, it was so great to have you in the booth. Hopefully, we make this a regular thing, because we need someone who speaks proper English in here.
Is that a
No, but you have to really love this USF2000 series. This mix of tracks. Like. Wow, going from that tight, twisty, or technical Tsukuba circuit in Japan last week to a gigantic super speedway with 24-degree banked ovals, this week. How nuts is that? And it's incredibly exciting, and it keeps the company close. And both races were so action-packed. Pim, it really, kept us on our toes. You couldn't ask for more action. So really love it all.
Absolutely.
All right,
guys. Well, I gotta go.
All right.
And again, once again, thanks so much. I really enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.
All right. Thanks very much for the people that are still watching. Saturday we have a race for the V, and otherwise Sunday. And if you can't make it to then please come back next Thursday for our third race on the Sunday night Skippy on Thursday with our USF2000. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.
Awesome.
Cool. That was fun.